Coming up on Bronco News Now, we look at the annual ALS Symposium, your weather for the upcoming weekend, and we get an update on your Bronco sports as they kick off conference play. Stay tuned, you're watching Bronco News Now. Good afternoon and welcome to Bronco News Now. I'm Vinny Banda.
And I'm Brooke Ballou. It's Thursday, October 27th. Thanks for joining us.
Tuesday night was the start of the Artist Lecture Series on the HC campus. The first speaker was finance guru Peter Belegas. Allison Pelchat has more.
To start off the Artist Lecture Series on consumerism, Peter Belegas was asked to speak Tuesday night on the importance of wise spending and credit card debt.
It was important to the committee that we bring you guys something that's going to be useful in your lives. And with that, we found Peter Belegas, our credit guy, who is going to teach you guys how to rein in your personal finances.
To keep the crowd's attention, Belegas used volunteers from the audience, humorous screenshots, crowd games, and personal experiences.
Right now, I do not have any children. Right now, I am not married. Right now, I do not have a girlfriend. But I do have a college savings account for the children I have yet to have with the woman I have yet to marry, who is the girl I have yet to date. And I have that because I know right here, deep down in my heart, with a little bit of luck and a lot of lying, I will meet the woman of my dreams.
Belegas stressed the importance of creating lists of wants, needs, and actual spending, and the significance of keeping a high credit score. From HC Media, this is Allison Pelchat.
Thanks, Allison. For more on all the ALS speakers, check out hcmediaonline.org.
With two a cappella groups on campus, one might not know the similarities and differences between the two. Chloe Eckberg has more about 125 and The Job.
With 8 members in one and 12 in the other, 125 and The Job are two a cappella groups on the Hastings College campus. John Francis, a tenor 2, has spent 4 semesters with 125 and has many solos during performances.
Well, it's just one of the many faces on campus. I think we're probably one of the groups that gets the most attention outside of the state, actually, 125. We do a competition each year in Missouri, so we get to tour the state as well as outside the state of Nebraska each year, and so we're one of the few music ensembles that gets to go outside of the state. And we do a lot of different events on campus and in the community, and we're just a lot of fun.
125 started in 2007 and has performed at many collegiate functions. The Job, started in 2008, is open to any male singer on campus as well as off.
It's kind of just a home away from home. We're able to go and have rehearsals and just kind of kick back and relax, but yet make music. For a lot of guys, it's kind of their de-stressor, their relaxer. It's just a lot of fun, and with a lot of great guys, the 12 of us that are in the group, we just have a ball.
125 and The Job performed entertaining renditions of songs directed by the group members on Tuesday night. The group sung renditions of Jesse's Girl by Rick Springfield and a collection of Katy Perry songs. This is Chloe Eckberg, HC Media.
Thanks to the HC ALS Symposium for hosting 125 and The Job on Tuesday. More performances by the two groups will be held throughout the year.
The annual Trick or Treat for Nebraska AIDS project is scheduled for tonight in the HC Health Center at 6 o'clock. HC students join 5O members to canvass the community in Halloween costumes for non-perishable food items, paper goods, and hygiene products. Community members and volunteers are welcome to join or simply publicize the event. If your home is not visited, you can bring pantry item donations to the HC Health Center Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
As the week-long celebration of culture and heritage winds down, let's take a look at what the MSU exhibition brought to the HC campus.
The multicultural exhibition, full of a variety of foods, dress, and artifacts from at least 10 countries, were celebrated on Sunday as the Multicultural Student Union brought the exhibition back for a second year. MSU began this event last year in hopes to open the doors for students and community members to be aware of the many different cultures that live in our area.
Going around Hastings, you find that there are diverse backgrounds, people from different backgrounds. but there's hardly any event not that I'm aware of, that brings people together. If we want unity and solidarity, good neighborliness, then the best way is to come together, try to socialize, get to understand each other, get to know each other. That's how we can move forward.
MSU is very pleased with the turnout of this year's exhibition and hopes to continue it in future years. MSU also hopes to make it an established annual event on campus for future students to be able to relate to the multiple cultures that we are surrounded by each day.
But there must be a starting point, and this is what we are trying to do.
For HC Media, this has been Autumn Conley.
Thanks, Autumn. For more information on how you can be involved with MSU, contact Dr. Moses Dogbavia.
We're going to take a short break. Coming up next, we'll take a look at your weather forecast and get an update on all of your Bronco sports.
On November 9th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, radio and TV stations around the country will conduct a nationwide test of the emergency alert system. This special test will be similar to the test you hear and see each month and will only last about 3 minutes. After that, regular programming will resume. When you receive the test alert on November 9th, remember, it's just a test. In the meantime, please help me spread the word to your friends, coworkers, and family members that this is just a test. And thanks for your help.
Yes, ready? Go get it.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Welcome back to Bronco News Now. I'm Patrick White. Good old Mother Nature decided to take a turn this week, so prepare for a little cooler weather before it starts to heat up this weekend. As for today, we can expect to see a high around 53 degrees with a slight 5-mile-per-hour breeze coming from the northwest. As for the low tonight, expect a temperature around 33 degrees with a slight breeze coming from the northwest. Now, let's take a look at highs across the state. In the western part of the state, Valentine can expect to see a high of 52 degrees, while Scottsbluff will see a high around 47. Now moving to the eastern part of the state, Lincoln will have a high of 55 and Omaha will have a high of 54. Now let's take a look at your state lows. Omaha can expect to see a low around 35 degrees, while Lincoln will have a low around 34. And over in the western part of the state, temperatures will be getting a little colder. Scottsbluff will have a low around 22, and Valentine will have a low around 24. That's going to do it for the state highs and lows. I'll be back later in the show to tell you how you should plan for the next 5 days. Don't change that dial. You're watching Bronco News Now.
Mom, can I have $1? Yeah, it's right. I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. What about your sister's room? It's not there either. The upstairs closet? The downstairs closet?
There are no more closets.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Welcome back to Bronco News Now. I'm Blaine Richter with all your Bronco sports. Last night, the Lady Bronco volleyball team faced off against Nebraska Wesleyan in a 4-set thriller at Lynn Farrell Arena. Although the Broncos lost the first set 30-28, the Lady Broncos would battle back in the second set to even one match at 1 set apiece. The third set, it would be another back-and-forth battle before the Prairie Wolves pulled away and won the set 26-24. Coach Ruzzi talks about the game.
This late in the season, we're battling fatigue and injury. We had a couple new players out there tonight, and you could just see some of the inexperience on the court.
In the fourth set, Nebraska Wesleyan would seal the game with a 25-21 set victory. Coming up next for Lady Broncos, they will host Northwestern Red Raiders on Saturday at 3. The soccer season comes to an end after this weekend, and both the men's and women's soccer teams are preparing to fight for the NAIA championship once again. Both teams have had winning seasons thus far, with the men's team 16-1 and the women's team is 14-2-1. Philip Mullen has more.
With the soccer season winding down, HC is looking for their second straight NAIA National Championship title. Though the men's national college record of 39 straight wins sets a precedent for HC, head coach Chris Crank says that the goal is much bigger.
Literally, done. But that wasn't a goal, was to go undefeated through a whole season. Our goal was to, finish strong through the regular season, put ourselves in a position to host the conference tournament, win the conference tournament, get either qualify directly to the national tournament or get an at-large berth, and I think we're on track for all of those right now.
Though HC's soccer teams have grown over the years into the nationally ranked teams they are today, women's head coach Ted Flagaitis says it's taken years of getting everything in place.
I think the biggest thing was trying to put a structure in place that we were kind of going, here's what we're going to be about, and we're not going to deviate from that. And we're not going to lower standards now so that people can feel better about themselves. Standards will remain the standards.
As the postseason draws near, Crank says those standards are all about keeping a level head.
Postseason-wise, I'm just looking for us to maintain our intensity in training and maintain, our confidence and just maintain our execution technically. So that's kind of what we'll look for, and that's what we're going to stress in training and see where it takes us.
From BNN News, I'm Philip Mullen.
The men's team came home with a win last night over Nebraska Wesleyan, 4-0. Both teams will finish the regular season with one last game at Dordt College. That's going to do it for your Bronco Sports. Let's send things back to Vinny.
Although midterms are over, scary deadlines are still following Halloween for students in their autumn senior seminars. Students are preparing research, designing projects, and writing lengthy introductions for their December or May deadlines.
The Hastings College campus can get a little scary around Halloween, especially for seniors planning on finalizing their senior seminar projects or theses. These projects can take place in the fall or spring or can be year-round. Katie Gerwig is a senior studio art major beginning work on her year-long installation project.
Just the kind of the active self-dissection and self-operation, and so it's kind of a disturbing concept, but kind of an underlying theme of my work is like disturbing, but hopefully also like visually pleasing and kind of nice, I guess.
Gerwig said she began thinking about her project during summer vacation. Although some students will plan their senior projects during the seminar class, many professors, including Dr. Kitty Grace, advise students to begin considering ideas early.
So I talk with them each individually about what they're really interested in looking at, and then we go from there to figure out how to make that work based on a communication theory that they talked about in the book, so that it really can become an educational project for them.
Though the senior seminar is meant to be a capstone to the completion of a major, some students are encouraged to begin thinking about topics as early as their sophomore year. However, this can have some advantages.
If it's something that you're only mediocrely interested in, it won't be something that you really want to put your heart and soul into.
I have kind of discovered through the process of making all of the things for my installation that it's kind of a weird alternative version of a self-portrait in a way.
Although Gerwig's alternative self-portrait fits the season, senior seminars don't have to be scary with a little planning. For HC Media, this is Liz McHugh.
Alongside Gerwig, 12 other studio art majors are preparing their senior thesis and look for those to open in the art gallery and around campus next semester. Let's send things over to Patrick to see what the weather is looking like for the upcoming weekend.
Thanks, Vinny. Now let's take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. Friday, we can expect to see sunny skies with a high around 56. As for Friday night, it will be clear with a low around 33. Moving into Saturday, we can expect to see things start to heat up as it will be mostly sunny with a high of 60 degrees. While Saturday night, it will be partly cloudy with a low of 38. Sunday will have partly sunny skies and a high of 62, while Sunday night, Hastings will see a low near 40. Monday should be another warm day as we will have a high of 64, while Monday night we will have partly cloudy skies with a low of 38. Looking at Tuesday, things will cool down with a high of 55, and for Tuesday night, those clouds will be blocking the stars yet again with a low around 35. Well, that's going to do it for your weather for this edition of BNN. Let's send it back to the desk.
A special thanks to Taco Bell for sponsoring our production today.
You can get the latest Bronco news by logging on to hcmediaonline.org. Thanks for watching and have a great day.